Good day to everyone. This is Onoboddo, your host, in yet another new topic in our channel, Know Your Industry. Today, we are going to cover the different key performance indicators in the CMT domain, which is communications, media, and telecom domain or industry. So we have broken down the KPIs into 5 different topics, and the first one we would see is financial KPIs, right? List of financial KPIs. So if you think of the telecom domain, the main and the most important KPI you would hear every company talking about is ARPU, right? Which is average revenue per user. So it is very easy to understand from the name of the KPI what we are looking at here, right? We are looking at the average revenue that the company is earning from each of its users, right? Which helps to understand how what is the revenue effectiveness and the pricing strategy of the company, right? Obviously better it is, and better it is for the company. So that's the most important KPI, average revenue per user. The second most important financial KPI a telecom company looks at is a churn rate, right? And the same for telecom, media, etc. All these types of companies. So the number of users or the number of customers who move out from the existing set of customers is gives you the churn rate. So say for example, out of 100 customers, if 10 customers move out in a certain quarter, then the churn rate of the company will be 10%, right? So the percentage of subscribers who discontinue their subscriptions within a given time period gives you the churn rate. So any CMT company gives a very close look or a close eye into the churn rate and tries to lower the churn rate and comes up with offers and comes up with content so that the churn rate is lowered over a period of time, right? So ARPU and churn rate are the most important KPIs, financial KPIs. And the third one here we are seeing is EBITDA, which is more a generic KPI, a financial KPI across any industry, right? So we would all look at EBITDA, this is the earning before interest and tax at source, which gives the insight of the company's operational profitability before the influence of financing and accounting decisions, etc. So, but the main thing to remember here is ARPU and churn rate. Now we are looking at the operational KPIs, right? So the first in this list is customer acquisition cost. For any telecom or a media company, the cost associated with acquiring a new customer is a big thing, right? So obviously that tells me that how much money I'm spending in my marketing cost, in my promotional costs, etc., right? So lower is the CAC, better it is for the company. The second, this industry specific KPI is a network downtime. So the total time the network is unavailable or non-operational in a given time period gives you the network downtime. And obviously every company works towards minimizing this, because if you don't find the network stable or if you find the network down at certain intervals, then obviously you would want to move out from that network provider. The third important KPI here is the network utilization rate, right? That measures how intensively basically the telecommunications network components are used, right? So how good utilization of your network you are doing to provide services to your customers gives you the network utilization rate, right? Based on this rate, you would create your servers, you create your towers, which provides your network at the different zones or the different regions, right? So obviously you would see that in a particular zone, how good you're utilizing your network capability to provide services. So these three are the important operational KPIs of a CMT company. Now we are looking at the service quality KPIs, right? How good you're servicing the customer. Mean time to repair, right? The average time it takes to repair a failed component or a service in a network, gives a good indication that how quickly you repair any incident or any failure in the service that is happening. So obviously a shorter MTTR improves the customer satisfaction. The second KPI we are looking at here is CSSR, which is the call setup success rate. Measures the success rate of a call connections within the network. So how well your calls connect. You're calling your friend 10 times in a day. If out of 10 times, 9 times the call connects properly, then it's a good CSSR rate for that network provider, right? And the third one is data throughput, the rate at which the data is successfully delivered over a network, right? So again, I mean, higher throughput rates usually indicate better network performance, because these days everybody is accessing data continuously in their phones. So the faster data is provided over the network, better and more satisfied is your customer, and hence better is your data throughput. So these are the service quality KPIs for a CMT company. Now we are looking at the customer service KPIs, right? So first, call resolution, the percentage of calls resolved on the first interaction with the customer. So these are all customer service KPIs. So if you have raised a concern or a ticket, right, that my calls are not connecting these days, or there's a lot of call dropouts, right? So the percentage of calls resolved on the first interaction, right, gives you the FCR rate for the company, right? So better is your customer service, higher will be your first call resolution. NPS or net promoter score is a more generic KPI across industry, but we have also mentioned here because this is also important for a CMT industry as well. So measures customer loyalty and satisfaction based on how likely customers will be recommending your service to their near ones, right? So that is NPS. And the third one also is a generic KPI across industry, also very meaningful in the CMT industry as well, which is customer satisfaction score, right? A direct measure of customer satisfaction with the company's products or services. This is often gathered through service, right? So say for example, after a phone call or after a meeting or something like that, we normally get a small survey asking that how satisfied are you with this particular service, rate us out of 5, right? So that is the customer satisfaction score that the company gathers to understand their satisfaction level of the customer. Now, the last type of KPI, the fifth type of KPI we are looking at today is the marketing and sales KPI. The first KPI here is the lead conversion rate, the percentage of leads that turns into customers, right? So obviously, say a country like India, where there's a very high competition between 3 players today, right? Jio, Airtel and Vodafone. So obviously people try to generate leads who are not their customers today through promotional activities, through event driven promotions, through cold calling and things like that, right? So and then generate the leads, right? So say for example, in a day in a particular region 100 leads are generated, right? Out of the 100 leads in the next few days, how many of those leads are getting converted to your customer gives you the percentage of lead conversion rate, right? Which is also something that CMT companies look at very closely to understand that how well they're generating sales in different regions, right? And then the cost per lead is also very important, right? So you should not be ending up converting your lead with a lot of cost that you're incurring at a day-to-day basis, right? So you also should optimize your cost while converting your lead in a optimized manner, in an efficient manner, right? So lower CPLs are generally favorable as they indicate more cost efficient marketing strategies, right? So at one side you have to generate lead and then you have to convert lead, but then at the other side your cost per lead also should be in a manageable range, right? So we looked at the different types of KPIs today for the CMT industry across financial KPIs, customer service KPIs, then operational KPIs, marketing, sales KPIs, etc. I would like to listen to your feedback around these KPIs, and if you want me to cover anything else. So in the next video, we would look at further into the CMT industry, and we would see how CMT industry is different across the different regions in the globe. So we would cover top 6 regions in the globe, and we would see what are the differences and what are the special things that we would see in the individual regions. Thank you for your time today, and we would meet in the next video.